In this video, we're going to talk about how to set up the Mobile Center SDK for an application that is iOS based. So for iOS, there's lots of good choices. So if I click on Add New App in Mobile Center, and I have iOS selected actually by default, I have lots of choices here, as I mentioned. So we have Objective-C, Swift, React Native, and Xamarin. All right, so a lot of support for various platforms, and arguably, obviously, these are the most popular ones. So let's go ahead and open up one here. Okay, so if we say did one in Swift or Objective-C, all right, the code is basically the same to install the SDK. There is line-by-line instructions on how to do this. Okay, so basically, haven't already installed this product, you can do so by downloading it. It'll give you the exact step-by-step, exactly what even to type. So it makes it very, very straightforward. Even here, the app delegate, and again, this is the same if you were in Xamarin. You're going to go to your appdelegate.cs or .swift file in this case if it's Swift. All right, so did finish loading with options. Everything is very, very similar. Okay, so let's go look at Objective-C to make sure that there's really no difference. You can see just slight syntax difference. We have some square braces and that type of thing. But other than that, very similar structure. You're importing your mobile center analytics, your mobile center crashes, and you are starting that SDK. It's no different than if we were on, say, a Xamarin-based iOS application. Let's look at this one here. So here's now the Xamarin. So here you want to go into your NuGet packages and then use some C# here using, again, the same three packages. Looks very familiar, right? And then start your SDK. Now the SDK is presently, as we see in all cases, supporting analytics and crash information. So we've looked at Swift, we've looked at Objective-C, we've seen Android. Let's just take a quick peek a little closer at what an implementation might look like. So here's the Xamarin one, for example. So for NuGet, you want to make sure that you have your packages installed, the crashes, the analytics, all right, and of course the default Microsoft Azure.mobile you also need. And then your app delegate. And again, I mentioned earlier in the video that it was appdelegate.swift when we were in the Swift implementation. They're all looking at the same app delegate file. All right, so you'll import your using there, and then you're finished launching. You're going to start your Mobile Center SDK. All very, very similar. Come back here. Just as a reminder, you can see how similar the code was that we just looked at. This is, again, the Swift example. Okay, so this has been a description of how to set up the Mobile Center iOS SDK, and we kind of covered three examples: Swift, Objective-C, and Xamarin.